Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. Tonight, we're doing an episode of What's New. It's a show I do on Saturday nights at 8. I did miss last week because of my back. My back's a little bit better today, so I should be able to sit here the whole time without fidgeting, I'm hoping. Anyways, the band we're doing tonight for this episode is Ghost. They're a Swedish metal kind of, I guess you might say they're glam metal or pop metal with some heavy metal mixed in and some maybe a little bit of speed metal as well. Album is about 46, almost 47 minutes long. Label Loma Vista Records and produced by Gene Walker. And the album is called Skeleta. It's their newest album. So with this band, they have a guy who kind of represents the cardinal with his priest lessers, but only it's in the form of Satan, right? So Tobias Forge is the main lead vocalist. He plays the character Papa Emeritus 5. So he's played all five of the versions of Papa Emeritus. The group is a bunch of nameless ghouls, so you don't really see who they are. They're all in costume when they do this thing. So I'm going to give you some of the people who are involved here, a list of them. There's a lengthy list of additional musicians. So Frederick Eckerson is lead guitar on most of the tracks. Salem Alfacker is on keyboards. Martin Sandmark Eriksson on rhythm guitar and additional instruments. Max Gran on drums and additional instruments. Vincent Pontar additional synthesizers. Tove Berman on vocals on tracks 1 and 3. So he's kind of doing some vocal parts in there as well, because there's a couple of songs where there's kind of a dual vocal thing going on. And then you have the choir. Anthony Nichols, Per Larson, Ole Vidner, Liv Howell, Joel Eberhardsen, Christopher Brander, Gladgy, Callie Olson, Jacob Grubstrom, Amelia Hildebrand, Julia Fridberger, Katrine Jokam, Love Kill, Rebecca Brosted, Selena Larson, Frija Holgemark, Elsie Hedden, Emily Karlborg, Susanna Appelgren, Martin Clarson, and Eric Olson, and the last one is August Goldhan. So a lot of people in this choir, a huge choir. They use it quite a bit throughout the album too. So anyways, that's it for the technical side of this episode. So there are 10 tracks on this album. My overall view of this album is it's got periods of kind of melodic metal sound going on and periods of melodic kind of quiet or maybe more pastoral sounds going on. But it also has interludes of a lot of very heavy metal in the form of speed metal, in the form of just ripping heavy metal. And sometimes they, with the vocals mixed in there, it kind of gives you this kind of glam metal feel to it as well. The vocals are clear, usually in the higher end of the music spectrum, but not always. Some of them are a little bit on the lower end. Sometimes his voice gets a little bit raspy. I wouldn't use the word gravel, and I wouldn't call it a growl or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It just gets a little bit harsh at times, maybe because of the style of the particular tracks that they've been singing. So anyways, we'll break the songs down a little bit. So it opens up with a song called Peacefield. It's got with a kind of almost like a choir-like vocal opening. So obviously they're using the choir to open this album. So it's got that very high-end, almost church-sounding choir feel to it. It's got a poppy metal sound. This is a very poppy song. I wouldn't call this a heavy metal song, but a very poppy metal song. So it's got some elements of metal, but very poppy. The vocals are poppy, clear, and there's heavy parts with a heavy guitar riffing at times to fill it in. The next track out is Lacrima. Lacrima, I think that's how you probably pronounce it. Very poppy keyboard opening, followed by some very heavy death metal-like guitar riffing. So it opens up kind of poppy feeling, and then all of a sudden this crunching kind of beefy kind of heavy metal guitar sound comes in. The vocals are very poppy, but heavy and clear in sound. Catchy pop. I like the sound of this, the heavy metal guitars here. I think they're really add a dimension to this particular track. The next song is called Satanized. It's heavy riffing, catchy. It's a catchy, heavy riff that's in the opening part of the song. Strong vocal parts, heavy rock, but with a bit of a pop feel to it as well. This is the song that kind of started to give me that feeling of a glam metal coming in here. Next song up, Guiding Lights. A slow, melodic synth sound with some heavy pop guitar parts to it and vocal sounds to it as well. The vocals are clear and strong again. The solo is heavy, the nice heavy guitar solo, and the harmony vocals with some synth around background to kind of give atmosphere to the song as well. So that first 4 songs and then 5th song on it, the De Profounds Borealis. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be about. It's got a slow melodic guitar opening followed by some heavy melodic guitar riffing. Then it gets it speeds up, gets heavier. Guitar riffing becomes more dominating. The song is very metal sounding. Vocals a bit more of a raspy feel to them. Very catchy riff though. And the drum part is pretty strong as well. It's probably at this point in time my favorite song on the album. So the first half of the album, the first 5 songs on the album, got mostly 6s, and this song got a 6.5. So the backside I think is stronger. I think the songs are stronger. They're a little bit more to them, I think. So Cenotaph is the next song. I think that's how you pronounce it. Slow keyboard opening. Then you got some ripping fast guitar parts here. The vocals are in a medium range, but clear and strong. The song kind of picks up a more heavy tempo as you go along with a nice catchy riff to it. There is a periodic second riffing kind of rippy guitar. It's a little bit higher in the range than the first one. And it kind of adds a different element to the song. The solos are ripping with a lot of high energy. This is a glam metal feel to it. I think this is maybe the best track on the album. Next up we have Missilia Amori. This is kind of a crashing heavy metal guitar with a synthesizer opening. Vocals are clear, deeper, a little bit scratchy, a little bit raspy, but heavier, and they get heavier as it goes along, a little bit more clear. There's a little bit of a twin vocaling going on here. I'm not sure if there's 2 people singing or there's just the backing ground vocals are kind of giving it a lot more forward sound to it. Overall, it's a melodic, heavy, crashing riff throughout most of this track. Good track, I think. Next up, we have Mark of Evil Ones. Very beefy guitar opening, really heavy. The drums and the keyboards really all crashing in there at once, giving this song probably the heaviest opening of all the tracks on the album. The vocals are raspy but clear sounding. It's got a nice catchy riff, some background keyboards here to kind of fill in that hollow effect, so you don't get that hollow effect. The backing vocals are heavy too, really supporting the main frontal guy. It's got a very heavy forward atmosphere for the keyboards and the synthesizers, and the guitar solo is very heavy as well. The next song up, maybe the weakest track on the back half, Umbra is the name of it. Kind of a keyboard opening. It's very melodic. Some fast-paced guitar riffing. Vocals are deeper, heavier, a bit more menacing, I guess is a good word to describe these vocals. But there are some poppy parts as well, and a nice catchy riff in this song. But overall, I found this to be one of the weaker tracks on the album overall. But it ends off nicely with Excelsis, the final track. Opens with a kind of melodic, slow guitar part. And you got some vocals that are loud, but slow, clear, and harsh at the same time. It's almost an evil or a bit of a creepy sounding song because it's that slow melodic sound to it. I did like this track though. It builds this nice slow melodic spacey like feel to the guitar solo. You might say it's in the realm of a David Gilmour sound, but maybe not as it's not as good. And maybe not as forward as you might get with Pink Floyd stuff. And there's a kind of a picky like guitar part that kind of accompanies it. So you've got this melodic guitar solo going on with this picky kind of guitar in the background, just adding a little bit more atmosphere to it, giving a little bit more thickness to the song, a little bit less hollow effect. Yeah, so overall, I thought it was a good, solid album. I wasn't quite sure what to expect from this. I did do a little reading on them before I went into it. And I thought, okay, I try to keep an open mind. I read that they were kind of a poppy, kind of Satan type band, so I didn't know what I was going to be getting into here. But, the music was great. I thought the vocalist was the strongest part of the album. He had pretty good range at times, high end, sometimes low end, but always clear sounding. And I really thought the guitar was the next dominant instrument. It's really giving that beefy guitar feeling when you really wanted it. Also, but at the same time, using some more acoustic sounding stuff. Not that I don't think they used an acoustic guitar on this. There's just that kind of electric picking kind of sound that you get from some guitars if you go slow at it, So overall, I thought it was a pretty strong album. I would have probably give the album a 6.5 or 7 out of 10, which is pretty strong. I don't know if I would buy this album. It would depend on what they're asking for it, that kind of thing. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of What's New. Next week, we'll be doing some Hawkwind next week. I almost said Jethro Tull. We'll be doing some Hawkwind next week, so I hope to see you then. So please hit the like and subscribe. If you want to make any comments about Ghosts, Skeleta, or any of their albums, I think this is their 6th studio album. You can make those comments in the comment section below. And we will, if you got any questions, you can ask, and I'll answer whatever I can. And we will be back next week with another episode of What's New. So have yourself a good evening and goodbye.